Jud Talking. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Nicholas.
And this is our podcast. It's about the Juds.
And all of our likes, dislikes, and loves, and us just
talking. This podcast, we are really trying to just make about us and what like you said, what we like, what we dislike passionately, what we love passionately, and just about us going through our life and our story together.
Yep. It's a long one.
And that's kind of what we want to share with you today. Just for our first podcast, we want to introduce you to us. So, you can begin.
Oh, I am from Hamilton, Ohio.
And I am from Asheville, North Carolina.
Yep. And we met down here at ASC 2016/2018.
ASC stands for Appalachian Servant Event. So we both come from Lutheran backgrounds of Christianity, and our churches both come to this servant event every summer, and that's where we met.
Mm-hmm.
I actually met his dad in 2013.
I think so.
His dad is the pastor of their church up there. Also called Emmanuel Lutheran, as is mine.
With an I. Spelled correctly.
Ours is with an E. And now that is our church. That is where we go now, as Nick has officially moved down here, and he's been here for a year.
I know. It's pretty crazy. I've been here too long. Need to leave.
Oh, no.
You can come with. You don't have to stay.
Because we are getting married.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more than a year from now, we will be getting married.
And then she will officially be a Jud Talking.
Yes. Right now, I'm just a Reeves Talking, a future Jud.
Doesn't have a good roll off the tongue sound.
No. This is also going to be part of kind of our wedding hashtag. Our wedding hashtag will be Jud Married. So we figured Jud Talking was also a good play into us and our relationship and making it about us.
And it's just a good play on words because my name's simple.
Also true. So why don't you tell them about the first time that you met me?
In 2016?
Yeah.
Well, the first time I ever saw you, you jumped into another person's arms.
Another guy's arms.
So, I mean, we were off to a fantastic start already.
I'm gonna need a drink for this.
Really got going. But, we didn't talk much during that year. So then, for whatever reason, at the end of that servant event, I told you that I couldn't imagine my life without you, and I had no idea why I said that back then, because it wasn't really true.
It plagued him for a few months after that.
For the 2 years until we got together.
Yes, so fast forward to 2018 servant event. At that point, I was now their first official intern for that nonprofit specifically. And Nick was one of the youths. We do have a 1.5 year age difference.
I was the adult youth, if you remember correctly. I hung out with only the adults in
That's
that group.
true. But yes, I am 22 years old.
I'm 21 now.
Yes, so he just turned 21, so we're about a 1.5 year apart. So if that explains at all why we would be in different classes of titles on that event, I guess. If that makes sense.
It didn't really make sense, but just go with it.
But that year, I've been going through a lot personally, just within that calendar year. I had gone through a lot with friends, and both like lifelong friends and just college friends. I'd also been dating someone who was actually 6 years older than I was, that I'd known for a long time. And we were going through a really rough spot in our relationship. But as a professional intern, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't burdening everyone at the event with my own personal problems. So I made sure to hide that anything bad was happening in my life.
You did a good job.
Thank you. Yes. Go us. But that year I went up to him and I was like, hey, you're PJ's son. Aren't you really excited to have me on your site? Because I'll be on there on, I think it was a Wednesday. It was about halfway through the week.
Probably.
Because there are different work sites for a certain event. And he was like, okay, yeah. As you can tell, he's a little bit awkward socially. So he was not very keen on me talking to him.
I wasn't keen on anyone talking to me.
It's ranged true today. You were showing me your true self from the very beginning.
I never hide that.
No, you don't. But I kept bothering him every day saying, aren't you so excited? Aren't you so excited? And the day finally came and I fell asleep on your shoulder on the van ride there. And
yes, you do.
Every day from then on out.
No matter who it was.
Yeah. And then we ended up talking that whole day. Like, I don't think we ever left each other's side. No. That entire work site day. So probably didn't get much actual work done. But
that work site wasn't good though.
No.
So.
Oh, no one got
no one did any work there.
No one got much work done. But we were inseparable from then on out. Like, I would text him and be like, are you here yet? Because we weren't on the same work site for like 4 days after that.
2 days.
And then I'd be like, are you back? Are you back yet? Or he'd be like, are you back yet? Because we always wanted to spend every moment with each other. And it wasn't necessarily like romantic.
I just was your friend.
Yeah. It was that we like instantly became best friends. And we had so much fun just being around each other. And so, fast forward, we go to, on the weekends, there is a night where we go to somewhere called the Feed and Seed. It is in town here in Asheville. And it's like a country dancing place?
I don't know what it is.
It's actually like a church, but also...
church that does dancing on the weekends.
Also gives out farm
spot.
materials. I don't know.
Oh.
But it's a lot of fun. Especially from people that aren't from around here. It's kind of just different. A dip into the culture.
Oh, yeah.
But that night we went, obviously, together. And we danced for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Together.
Yes, you do. And
how would you describe that dance?
I don't know. Weird. Tempting.
Yes. So our first dance at our wedding will be to this same song. Mm-hmm. It was Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton. And I just remember feeling, like he said, very weird, but like in a really good way. It was the best kind of weird. Mm-hmm. It was very like, oh my goodness, I feel like at home in this person's arms.
Yeah, it was very comfortable.
Yes. And we, like, it was just a weird vibe. Sorry. It was a weird vibe. But, again, that's why that'll be our first dance at our wedding, because that obviously holds a really special place in our heart.
Yeah, even though it's country.
Yes. And then the next day, I had fallen asleep on his shoulder again at the whitewater rafting event that we went to together. And one of the kids from my church, he was like a freshman in high school at that point.
No idea.
And what did he turn to you and do?
Just give me a head nod. Like a bro nod.
Bro nod, like, yeah. Nice man. And he told me about it afterwards. He was like, oh my goodness, he bro nodded me. It was so funny. He doesn't realize that we're just friends. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. Like, he thinks we're just friends. I deserved an
Oscar. Is what happened. I should have been nominated.
I think I did nominate you that year.
No, you didn't. No one nominated me, and they should have been. I should have won.
But he was like, we're just friends. And I was like, oh, thank goodness, because like I knew we were really like connecting really well, but like on a strictly friendship basis. And so I was like, oh, perfect. He thinks we're just friends. Because again, I was dating someone for almost 2 years at that point. But again, we were going through a lot of stuff. And we ended up leaving ASE that year. And ASE is in July.
Yes.
And my birthday is in September. And the big thing about ASE is that people become like instantly like family there. You really connect with people. I think that we're the second couple to ever come out of ASE and get married. Ever?
So far.
Yeah, we have other friends.
One of the pastors did.
Yeah, one of the pastors did, not his dad.
No.
But I think we're the second
I
couple
think so.
to come out of ASE and get married. There are plenty of ASE couples that happen.
We're
But
one that survived, though.
yeah, us and one other couple that are really good friends still are the only ones to survive. But we left there and I was like, I need to see you again. And he was like, oh, I'm coming down for your birthday.
Yep.
And I was like, do you guys promise? Because it was him and one other girl from his church. And I was like, do you guys promise you're coming down? And they were like, yep. And that was the hardest goodbye. Because you really never know with ASE.
No. And I could have never seen you again.
Oh, gosh. What a terrible life that would have been for you.
No, for you mostly. I would have gotten over it. I would have moved on. Probably not. You're a lot more emotional than I am.
That's very true. But I got a text from the other girl, Haley, and she was like, what'd you do to Nick? He's like all mopey in the van ride back and everything because it's a 6-hour drive. And I was like, I didn't do anything to him.
All I did was watch Friends.
Yes. Side note, Friends is the best TV show in the entire world. And we're not going to get on that soapbox right now.
It will be coming on a future date of where I don't think Friends was the best in the world.
It is.
It will be a very great episode.
Lying. Liar. It is. But I told him at ASE, I was like, I love Friends, it's so amazing and everything. So he immediately started watching it. Basically, fast forward, we have had a Snapchat streak since the day we left in 2018. And we have had it
during ASE.
We have had it since that day. We have not gone without. Today, April 8th, 2021, we are at 979 days that we have messaged each other in a row.
That's a lot.
It's so many days. We talked every single day after we left ASE. And I think we had been talking and everything, and I ended up breaking up with my boyfriend 2 weeks after serving event. 3? Yeah, it was at the end of July, so it had to have been just a few weeks.
Beginning of August, yeah.
Because serving event just showed me, and not necessarily like Nick just himself, but just the whole experience of that event showed me that I was just with someone great, but not the one for me. And so that was very difficult for me to go through. And I went through that breakup with Nick as my best friend. So he saw all the days leading up to the breakup.
Yep.
Me freaking out.
Yep.
In anger, in sadness, all the breakup things, as almost everyone knows. Nick cannot relate.
Nope. I was in Chicago at the time this was happening.
Yes. And I say Nick cannot relate. I am his first and only girlfriend.
Because I'm 1 for 1. That's all I did.
Yes.
So I have a perfect record.
Perfect. He's perfect. But he saw all of that leading up. Anyways, we broke up, and then I went to my junior year in college. I was moving into my first apartment with my friends back in college. And I got there, and on my first day of class, I went to classes all through the day. Like I was busy the whole day because I worked at college too. And at that time, my ex was kind of trying to get in contact with me still. It was like not the best place in terms of a breakup. And
it was a wonderful time for all.
Yes. And so my roommates picked me up from work that night. And I hadn't been back home all day. And they were like, you got flowers delivered to you. And at first I was like, oh, that's so sweet of my parents. And then I was like, oh no, they're from my ex. Oh goodness, this is just so bad and everything. And then my roommate goes, no, they're from Nick. And I was like, oh my gosh. That was like when it clicked that he liked me.
Well, it was pretty much the breaking point. Either you didn't like me back and we were going to remain friends and I would have to leave, or you were going to continue to talk to me.
I know, and that was like, it was tough for me because I had dated basically all throughout high school since I was a sophomore. No, I was a freshman. It doesn't matter. But I'd been dating basically pretty continuously. I went from my senior and high school boyfriend pretty quickly to the ex that I was talking about, and then it pretty quickly parlayed into mine and Nick's relationship. And I went into college, and my roommate at the time was also freshly like single, and I was like, we're both single, this is gonna be great, we're gonna like live the college life and be able to like date who we want and all of this stuff. And like there were people that I thought were cute, and I was like, oh, I'll like finally get a chance with them. And I looked at her and I said, but this Nick guy, like, we're just friends, but I know that if I tried to even talk to anyone else, I would jeopardize losing him.
Yeah, you would have.
And I'm so glad I did not try to talk or date anyone else.
Yeah, you would have left me if you dated someone else. I would have left.
Yeah.
And gone.
Yeah. And so after I got those flowers, we were really talking, and I was like, do you like me?
Yeah.
And he said yes. And I said I liked him too. And he came down in September for the birthday party, just like he had promised, with Haley.
Yeah.
And that was the first time we kissed.
Mm-hmm. First time we saw each other since, certain events. So.
Yeah. There was no other opportunities. But that was such a fun trip. Like, I remember each day vividly.
Yeah.
And it was quite a bit ago now.
It was a while ago. Yeah. What is it? Over 2 years?
Yeah. This September, it'll be 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. That was when you gave me your Stitch sweatshirt, and
yeah,
still have that. Like, I slept in that so many nights now. My mom hates that sweatshirt so much.
Well, you bleached it.
I cleaned in it and it got bleach on it. But she hates that sweatshirt.
Don't know why. It's cute.
She's like, it's so ugly. Why would you wear that even in the house? Like,
but it has a stitch on it, so it's better than any clothes she owns.
I think she'd disagree.
But Stitch tops everything.
In Nick's world, it does. Anything Disney tops anything.
Not anything Disney. Stitch, personally, he does.
But we have been going strong since then. He wanted to start dating at that trip in September. But I told him I was not ready to like be officially dating yet because it had just been too soon. Not for us, but like too close to my past relationship. And so I was like, I can't date right now, but I want to date soon. And what else was in that trip?
Oh, I just told you I loved you. because I wasn't going to wait till I saw you again because I didn't know when that was.
Well, it's going to be in November.
Did I know at that point? I guess I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I knew in August.
Yeah, because I had already told him. I don't know why I thought that we wouldn't be dating, but I'd already told him that I would be his date to his brother's wedding. In November.
Might have still been with the other dude at that point.
Very likely.
I'm pretty sure you were.
Very likely. I was
I don't
like,
know what you thought
friends.
I was
doing. I don't know. I don't know.
You were asking if I wanted to take someone else. I was like, no, I think I'm okay.
I have confidence in us.
It's either you or no one, so.
But, so, yes, he told me he loved me in September.
Mm-hmm.
I did not say it back.
Sorta.
I didn't say, like, I love you too.
No. Said you think you love me.
Yes. And I know that sounds terrible. But
it does.
I think that was, like, really beautiful for us because we were really transparent about where we were at, like, individually going into the relationship. And it just ended up working out really well. As soon as he left and I got back to Boone, which is where I went to college, at Appalachian State, go Mountaineers, I wrote him a letter telling him that I was really sorry that I was putting him through all of this, and that I did want to date. And I ended up saying, like, it was something to the effect of, like, Snapchat me your answer, like, take a picture of this piece of paper when you get it in the mail, and check yes or no, and Snapchat me a picture of it. And whenever I receive that, if you say yes, which I knew he was going to,
no, I debated.
That will be our anniversary. So, when is our anniversary?
Anniversary is October 15th.
Yes. So I was in, I think, film class, and I got a Snapchat, and that teacher was extremely strict, so I didn't dare open up my phone. But I got out of film class and immediately opened my Snapchat because I was so nervous after sitting that every day. I was like, oh my goodness, is he going to get it? Is he going to get it? And he had Snapchatted me a picture, and it said, of course. And it was a picture of that note checked yes. And you still have that, don't you?
Somewhere, probably.
You better.
I have all your letters.
I have sent quite a few. But then I called him immediately. I was like, oh my goodness, this is our anniversary now and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a couple weeks later, I told you I loved you.
I think you said you loved me before that.
I know that we said we liked each other on like August 25th. 23rd.
Or maybe 25th. I don't remember the full date. I think you said you loved me before we officially started dating.
Okay. So I probably put it in the letter as well.
No, because you wrote the letter before you said you loved me.
Oh.
You had a weird timeline going on.
I did.
Because the letter was before that.
Like, I physically wrote it before I told him on Skype.
So I don't remember if it said or not, but...
But yes, so now this month will be 2.5 years that we've officially been dating. We've been together over 2.5 years, though, obviously. But yeah, we're getting married. He proposed in December 5th. Mm-hmm. Why don't you walk through why you proposed like you did? We can do a whole episode. Don't make it too in depth.
Okay,
we'll see if people want to have an in-depth episode about our proposal.
At all, because I did not think too hard about this.
You're never supposed to say that.
No, because it was so obvious on what to do.
When did you know that that's how you wanted?
So the way I knew is because it's based on the Friends episode. When
spoiler alert.
Yes, spoiler for if you're watching Friends currently.
It's really good. You should watch it.
But Chandler proposes to Monica, And in that scene, it's just their apartment, but it's filled with candles and pretty much just all candles. That's pretty much it. It's a simple concept.
But it's like hundreds of candles.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of candles. But I knew that she already thought we were Chandler and Monica. So there was check 1. I saw that it was doable, so check 2 was there, and check 3 was that you always cry at the scene anyways, so I figured if I do it on this, now you're gonna cry at the scene more, because it will remind you of more.
And I just watched that scene with my mom, like, a night ago, and I was like...
Yeah, I mean, you cry every time, so I was like, oh, this is how I should do it, because
well, when
now
did you know that that's how you wanted to do it?
Well, first, after I watched it, and after you told me you cry every time at it.
Oh, we should also mention that he knew he loved me and wanted to marry me.
I already knew that back in probably July. It's back when I knew how I was going to propose.
I was talking about at the beginning of our relationship that you knew you loved me and wanted to marry me. At Servant Event.
2018 July is when I knew I was going to propose like that.
Oh my goodness. So
I've had
to be clear, that is what, like 3 years ago almost? 3 years ago, before we were even dating.
You were dating someone else at the time.
Yes. And he knew that that's how he wanted to propose to me.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if I would get to, but I was like, oh, if I was going to propose to her, that would be the way I would propose.
So he'd been planning this for a while.
Yeah. I mean,
but you can just tell them the very short version of it. Because if you guys want us to do a full, like, kind of day of lay out the, like, planning portion for him of it, then we'll be happy to do that. And go into in-depth parts of our love story anyways. Because I'm sure that episode is going to come. But why don't you tell them a short version of how you did it?
How I didn't? So it was just in my apartment, but I removed everything from my living room. Everything. The couches, chairs, any table I had. I mean, some tables stayed just because I needed to put candles on them. And then I put out about... 200? It was about 200. It's a little more than 200. Yeah, a little more than 200. Like... over 100 fake ones, about 80 real ones. And then I had her family come over as we went out to a nice dinner. And then they lit all the candles. And then I sent her on an alcohol run because I could not buy alcohol at the time. And I got here before her. And then she walked in and, I popped a question. And she said yes.
And... we're engaged.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. I love it.
I'm glad.
He did a great job. It was such, like, a dream come true. And I feel so lucky to get to marry you. Like, oh my goodness.
You do?
Yes. Like, I'm overwhelmed.
I know. I am too.
Yes. I think that this is the best human that anyone could ever meet in their entire life. Like, way better of a human than I am as just a general, like, humanity.
You are overselling me here.
I think that you're amazing. Like,
I mean, I know.
I think it's a disservice for people to not meet you.
I guess so. Their loss. I'm okay with it.
And you're so handsome.
Thank you.
But yes, I feel very lucky to be a future Mrs. Judd. Sounds so weird.
Yes, it does. I'll be Mr. Judd. It's weird too.
Ooh. Very strange.
I don't really have a Mr. Judd. It's my dad's Pastor Judd. It's not a Mr.
Yeah, you'll be the first.
No, Caleb's the first.
Oh, does anyone call him Mr. Judd?
I don't know why they would.
Caleb, does anyone call you Mr. Judd?
if you're listening.
Put it in the comment below. Comments below.
Just text me.
No, we need you to comment. So yeah, that's kind of our story. And we just wanted to go over the different podcasts and YouTubers that have influenced us. Because this is going to be a common theme that we'll be kind of saying who did what, or top 10s and different things that we're passionate about. So we just wanted to share that really quick with you all to wrap up our episode today. And so mine are Jenna and Julian. If Jenna and Julian, if you're listening, please, I want you all to be so happy in your life, but please come back on. We will be inviting you to the wedding. After that is called Scrubbing In with Becca Tilley and Tanya Rad. That is not on YouTube. It's just on like audio platforms.
Spotify.
Yeah, but anywhere on audio. They're really great too. My sister and I listen to them all the time. And couple things with Sean and Andrew. That is one that I'm like obsessed with recently. They're so wonderful. Congratulations on your second pregnancy, Sean. Then it would be Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard. It's so interesting. I love listening to their perspectives and all the different people that they bring on there. And then lastly, but not least, would be Congratulations with Chris D'Elia. I'm a huge stand-up comedy fan, and I think that he's absolutely hilarious. And congrats on his baby. What are yours?
Well, I don't listen to podcasts, so...
but please listen to ours.
Yes. But I do watch a lot of YouTube. But my favorite is Peanut Butter Gamer. He is just a very interesting and weird personality. Kind of like me. Just kind of does whatever he wants and just doesn't care. Then we have Pro Jared, who does very, very good gameplay videos on his gameplay channel and even better review videos on his regular channel. We got James Rolfe, aka the Angry Video Game Nerd, who has been making videos since 2004, I think.
Oh my goodness.
So he's old now. He has like 2 kids, but he is old for a YouTuber. But he is just a very creative and incredibly talented person. Let's see. We had Craig Skits.
James shit.
But Craig Skits, who kind of started my love for YouTube in general, because he through his videos on an old channel that doesn't exist anymore, he did a bunch of weird top 10 lists, which made me find James Rolfe, the Angry Video Game Nerd, and Peanut Butter Gamer, and Peanut Butter Gamer led me to Pro Jared.
Well, those are some of our favorite people, and we will definitely be doing more of our favorites in future episodes. But we really hope that you enjoyed this episode with us and getting to know us better. Again, we would love to share more about us and our lives together. And we really want to know what you all want to see from us. So definitely in the comments below, put down what you would like to see from us. Again, we're just starting out, so definitely subscribe and give this video a like, turn on notifications, tell other people about this. We aren't anticipating anything, any huge following. If that comes, then fantastic, but this is really just something that we enjoy doing together. We both really like it, and we like hanging out, and this is a great way to be able to do that together. So, for this week, we'll give a cheers. And we hope you guys have a great day. Brooke and Nick signing off for Jud Talking. Visit us next time, guys. Have a great week. Bye.